Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I made a sit down video. I missed you guys so much. But a lot of things have been happening in my life, and when the time is right, I'm going to share everything with you guys. So don't go anywhere. On a different note, I'd like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. We are ending this year with 2,600 subscribers. That's a lot. Like, I'm super grateful. So if you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Mide Nancy, and I film content about myself navigating life in France and so much more. So you're welcome to subscribe to the channel. Today, as you guys can see in the title, I'm going to be talking about the new French immigration laws. As someone who makes videos for international students, how to apply to come to France, standard of living in France, I just thought that it would be appropriate for me to come here and tell you some of the new immigration laws that the French government already put in place so you can begin to see if you still want to come to France or you want to look at some other countries. Lots of people have contacted me over the months asking me to make decisions for them because they are considering like 2 3 countries for their relocation. And I was able to give them my honest opinions, but I still feel like this video is going to be very helpful. So let's get right into the video. So I'm not going to talk about all the laws that they made. Like, it's a long list, a bunch of documents. I'm going to put it in the description box. It's written in French. If you want to read the whole article and the whole thing that was passed, you can check the description box for it. You can try to use Google Translator to translate it. If you want to read the whole document, it's like, I think, 40 pages or something. I'm just going to talk about the ones that concern international students or like people that have been contacting me in the past. So the very first thing is that from now on, for international students that want to come to France to study, there's going to be a deposit fee that you have to pay. It's called caution in French. So this deposit fee is not your school fees, is not your proof of funds. This deposit fee is a fee you're going to pay into the government account or whatever accounts they give to you. And this fee is going to be returned to you when you are leaving. So you're expected that after your studies, if you are coming for a 1 year study or 2 years master's program, at the end of your studies, when you are going back to your country, you get this money back. I don't know if that makes sense. Normally in France, when you want to rent an apartment, you pay a deposit fee aside the rent. When you are eventually moving out of the house after 1 year, 2 years, and everything is in order, like the landlord checks everything and he sees that there's nothing spoiled, he returns back this money to you. So that's basically going to be the idea of this deposit fee you're paying. So it's an extra fee aside your proof of funds, aside your every other thing, just so if you maybe cause problems in the country or something, I assume you're not going to get that money back. But normally, when you're leaving, you're supposed to get it back. I know there are lots of questions running on your mind right now that, oh, what if I don't want to leave? Because, of course, many people travel and relocate for study purposes with the intention of getting a good job after and staying back in that country or in a neighboring country. I'm well aware of that, and the French government is well aware of that, and they are making this rule still. So I feel like the old deposit fee thing is not yet finalized, even though it has been passed, because even till now, we don't know how much it is. There are speculations that it could be between 7,000 to 8,000 euros. Some said 5,000 euros. Some said it's going to depend on the country you're coming from. If they think that you're coming from a rich country, you're going to pay higher. And if you're coming from a not so rich country, you're going to pay lesser. And this money is not a money you're going to be receiving monthly. It's just going to be locked up in the account for you. For if you don't spoil anything in the country or destroy anything, they're going to give it back to you when you're going back to your home country. I believe, because I've also like kind of listened to lots of news. Like this past few days I've been like getting informed with like information on the news, and just so I can know what to tell you guys. I've heard that if you guys want to eventually like, apply for a different permit, like maybe you get a job and everything, they are going to evaluate your situation and see if you deserve it or if you deserve to go back to your country. So I feel like we should take it one step at a time. If at this point you start thinking, oh my god, oh, so France wants me to go back, it's better if you start getting worried about that. I feel like it's just going to I feel like you're just going to be unnecessarily stressed. So just continue with your procedure. If you just This is just for you to know that from now, when you want to apply for a visa and everything, you might be asked to pay this amount of money. I don't know what amount it is yet. If I know, maybe I'll update us on that. The second point is that there is going to be a restriction on benefits that international students can get now in France. In my videos, I've talked about so many of the benefits that we as international students get in France, or just by virtue of living in France as a like an expatriate, like some of the benefits that we get. So now there's going to be a restriction on that. First is the CAF, Caisse d'allocation familiale. That's like a kind of like social aid, like you get reduction on rent. I've talked about CAF so many times. Like instead of paying 360 for my rent, I get back no, I pay 360 for my rent, and CAF gives me back about 150 every month because I'm eligible for CAF. I'm paying my taxes and everything. So you could get higher than that, you could get lesser than that, depending on when they evaluate your file. So that's CAF. So instead of you coming to France as an international student or as an expatriate and automatically applying for CAF and getting it, now it's no longer going to be the case. If you are coming to France and you are not going to be working, you are not going to be eligible for CAF until after 3 to 5 years. And if you are working in France, you are paying taxes regularly, you are going to be eligible for CAF after applying for 3 months. I hope I'm correct on the date. Basically, the point is that you are not coming to France, bam, and you get a rent. Because some people go for like places that they get to pay like very high rents, like maybe 500, because they know CAF is going to give them like 200, 250 out of it. So now that's not going to be the case, except you are like working and they can see that you are, contributing to the country and taxes are coming in for them. Also, in terms of benefits, the social security for healthcare, like when you come to France, whether as a student or as an like a worker, like I came to France to work at first and I was able to apply for a social security card. That's like 70% off your medical expenses. So now it's not going to be automatic. It's just going to be just like the CAF. Point blank, there's going to be a restriction on benefits that people, expatriates, can get when they come to France. I'm not sure if this one really concerns international students, but definitely I need to talk about it. So anyone who is caught like in a criminal activity, like anybody who comes to France as a foreigner and gets involved in a crime of any sort, they're not going to be eligible to apply for citizenship. They could be imprisoned as well or deported back to their country without any mercy. So you have to be very careful. If you see a place where people are like breaking banks, or like rioting and protesting and breaking institutions, and you join them because you feel like you're passionate about the cause and you are caught, literally it is over for you. Maybe you could get away with it before, but now it's going to be a very serious criminal offense that could actually get you banned from the country. So you need to be very careful. Also, any child born to non-French citizens from now on will not be automatically granted the French citizenship or nationality at the age of 16 to 18 as before. Now, a child born in France by non-French parents, or one parent is French, one is not French, the child at the age of 18 needs to apply. So it's not like they grant you. Now you need to apply. You are considered a foreigner up to the time you apply. And when you apply, they actually review your file, review your parents' file and everything to see if you could become a citizen. So even though the baby or the child only knows France as their country, they could be rejected citizenship when they come of age. In addition to that, the French regroupement familial, which is like a spousal kind of visa where your spouse comes to join you in France. Initially, to be eligible for that procedure, the applicant must have been in France for like 18 months, but now it has been increased to 2 years. So that's like 24 months before you could even be eligible to apply for your spouse to come join you. And your spouse must also meet all the requirements, and you yourself must meet the requirements, the specific amount of money you need to have in your account, the type of job and the type of salary you must be earning, the apartment you must already own. I mean, I already made a video about that kind of situation, and you can also look it up on their website. Another one is that normally when you're coming to France to study, whether for a 1 year master or a 2 year master's, you get 1 year visa from your own home country. And upon arrival to France, after your first year of study, you can apply for a student permit to complete your studies. So now the application for student permits is going to be very tough, and only a selected few are going to be approved. So it's literally everything is literally getting tough. And also, even after your old program, switching your permit from a student permit to a work permit, or to a job seeker permit, is going to be very much complicated than before. I'll encourage you guys to, look up some of these things to be sure. I know many of you might not have even like heard the news, like French news, what's happening in France, but that's what has been happening like lately. There's been like protests in different type of cities in France, against this immigration law. But at the end of the day, as immigrants, we don't really have a say. We don't. It's not our country. Only them know what they saw and why they decided to make such laws. And to be fair, there are so many countries in the world right now that are making the same laws to cut like immigration, or to curb immigration to an extent. I just feel like if you are watching this video right now and you're kind of feeling like, oh, where am I going to get the deposit money from? It's a lot of money. Hold on, hang in there. We never know, because right now there are controversies going on. There are different debates on this particular law, like if they are going to like scrap that one out totally, if they are going to amend it, if it's going to, because it doesn't really make sense that I'm traveling to a country and then I'm going to upload a huge sum of money just somewhere. And I mean, not everyone is from rich homes and everything. So I'm just going to tell you, if you already started your application, because Campus France application, I think it's already closed. If you already sent in your application, just keep going with the process. Start searching for money, for your proof of funds, also for the deposit in case the deposit starts from your set. And if you're someone that you're just considering, in another country, if you're in the process of thinking of maybe you should just switch to a different country with lesser immigration laws and all those things, maybe you should try your luck in every way possible. I know we don't really want much. I'm speaking for myself. Just want to have a good education and get a good job somewhere where I'm kind of very recognized, where I feel like I'm giving impacts and I'm actually getting remunerated for what I'm doing, not like I'm less paid for like the job that I'm or the service that I'm offering. I know that's what many of us want, but it's unfortunate that many other people want something else, and those immigrants that want something else, maybe they just want to like fraud, like scam people. They want to, maybe those other people are the ones that are kind of like making things difficult for many of us around the world. But at the end of the day, we are going to be fine. So whether you come to France or you go to another country, I wish you the very best. I hope this video was helpful. If it was helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you are watching me for the first time, or if you are seeing me for the first time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.